Starting lineup for the Holdrege Dusters, who are 22-4 on the season. Gracie Johnson, Addie Stutzman, Emily Stutzman, she was our key player. 14.5 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game. Carson Sundquist and Jacqueline Nelson. Andy, going to be an interesting sequence here. I think how Hallie Dolliver and the starters match up against the Stutzmans.
Yeah, that's going to be the matchup everybody's going to be pointing to. I think it's going to be important for the Dusters to find that balance with being aggressive on defense, but not getting themselves into foul trouble.
Kenna Wilcox, Blair Duzick, a new addition to the starting lineup as a freshman for the Clippers. Peyton Dolliver, Hallie Dolliver, and Lena Schmidt. Hallie Dolliver and Peyton Dolliver combining for 37 points and 19 rebounds as that sister duo.
Yeah. I mean, this is the type of a duo that you're not going to shut down. You just try to contain it as much as you can. Peyton burst onto the scene as a freshman last year, picked up right where she left off. Over 500 points on the season is the super sophomore in Peyton Dolliver.
Malcolm 25-1 on the year. They knocked off North Bend Central 51-40 in their district final. It's been an impressive season for Dennis Pritchard's group. Their only loss, a 66-64 high-scoring affair with the number one seed in this bracket, the Milford Eagles.
You know, it was almost unfair when Hallie came back from that injury a season ago, and then she comes back to the court, and you're thinking, oh, my goodness, they were already so good, so prolific, and now they get this shot in the arm. This senior, the 5'10 guard in Hallie Dolliver, and they're at full force right now.
Holdrege and Malcolm. Holdrege out in the purple uniforms with the gold number, the white and blues on the side for the Malcolm Clippers. We're about ready to find out who's going to make up the final four of the C1 bracket in the 150th edition of the state basketball tournament. Milford, Ogallala, Fort Calhoun, and who else will be in the semifinals on Friday? We're underway here in Lincoln. First possession of the game belongs to the Clippers. Kenna Wilcox drops it off. Here's a three for Peyton Dolliver. No hesitation. Knocks it down.
Yep, they just ho-hum, get into their motion-based offense, working the ball back and forth across the perimeter. Peyton, pull-up, knocks it down.
Making about a quarter of their three-pointers this season are the Clippers. At the right block, shut up, no good. Carson Sundquist couldn't get it to go, and they'll call it jump ball, and it's staying on the other end.
This afternoon's officials, Brendan Liptrovsky, Alan Worth, and Jason Changon. And if both teams kind of get into their rhythm, they could be running up and down the court trying to keep pace with these players.
Got to stay fit if you're an official, right?
Yeah, you better believe it.
No doubt. Ball dropped down to the right block. It's picked up by Sundquist. Back out for three. That one well off the mark. Avery Bilka couldn't connect. Up the floor. Layup up and good with the right hand in transition. Dolliver scores on each of the first two possessions, and Peyton Dolliver has 5.
And you see why she averages 18. Scores from the outside, scores in transition. Played through a little bit of contact there as well.
Right block layup. That won't go. Carson Sundquist gets fouled and will go to the free throw line. Holdrege 59% at the line on the season, 65% for Malcolm.
Still like the answer here from Holdrege, playing to their strength, and that is through the post. Not getting rattled after a couple of shots going down, going through for the Dollivers on the other end.
Sundquist 42% on the season. She misses the first and misses the second as well. And Malcolm a chance to deliver an early punch here, up 5-0. There's our key player, Hallie Dolliver. Passed it off to Kenna Wilcox and the freshman Blair Duzick in the lineup. Hallie Dolliver for three. In and out. And a big-time rebound connected by Peyton Dolliver. Throws to her sister, who lays it up and in.
There's that chemistry that just cannot be taught. It's earned through minutes in the gymnasium, and then also that connection between sisters.
Averaging almost 40 points, 20 rebounds per game are Peyton and Hallie Dolliver. To get Holdrege on the board, 3 up and good. Stutzman banks it home.
She kind of has a fun little wiry smile there with her palms up saying, hey, I'll take it.
7-3. Holdrege shoots the three at 29% this season. Peyton Dolliver fouled on the three. Felt the trailing Johnson in the defense. And hit her on the arm.
Yeah, it just happened so fast. Everything's on time for the Clippers. Thus far offensively, great motion. to these half-court sets they've been operating through.
Free throw off back iron. That won't go. Malcolm, a 65% free throw team. Peyton Dolliver, 64%. She's got 3 of them here, and she makes the second with 1 more to come. What impresses me most is how this Malcolm team feeds off each other.
Yeah.
If it's on the bench or in the starting 5, they just seem to make each other better when the offense is in a rhythm.
Yeah, and that's why I tabbed them. One of the toughest offenses to defend. The way that they share the ball, you never know who it's going to be. You can count on the Dollivers getting theirs, but they still share the ball and work it around.
And Dolliver grabs the rebound. 9-3 Malcolm here early. Allie Dolliver walks it up the floor. Back to sister Peyton with it at the top of the key. Allie Dolliver throws one up top. Finds Peyton Dolliver. Back out to Hallie. Had the 3 blocked. Might have been looking for the foul again there, Andy.
That was good closeout defense. Just running the Clippers off that 3-point line are the Holdrege Dusters.
Holdrege scoring 53 points per game this season. Malcolm just over 60, and both teams allowing around 37 points per game. A couple of good numbers. Shows the offensive firepower these two teams have with good defense as well.
Ooh.
That one off the side of the backboard. The miss by Bilka.
They didn't get a new shot clock on that.
They did not. Didn't touch the rim. Rebound loose. Secured by Peyton Dolliver.
Just feels like Holdrege just hurried up a little bit offensively.
Hallie drives in. Left-hand shot wouldn't go. Good job by Holdrege forcing her to her offhand. Stutzman to Bilka. 3 off the mark by Grayson Johnson. Trying again from the corner and knocking it down. Addie Stutzman.
Yeah, the Dusters have a couple of shooters out around the perimeter as well. You just saw it, Stutzman. True. Nothing but nylon.
The Stutzman sisters with 6 points on the scoreboard. All 6 for the Dusters in this one, who trail it by 3. Thought about stepping back for the mid-range was Wilcox. Dropped it off to Duzick. And the left wing 3, Lena Schmidt, won't go.
Another good look. That's another good look for Malcolm.
Stutzman slams the gas, drives in. The ball deflected away and scooped up underneath the basket.
Really don't mind the no call there, Jake, as the offensive player initiated that contact.
Peyton to Hallie Dolliver. Fadeaway shot. Oh, that was a pretty step back.
My goodness.
11-6 Malcolm, 3:37 remaining in this first quarter.
It was almost like a little reminder from Hallie Dolliver. Hey, I'm a next level type of player. Watch this.
Sister duos with all the points in the ball game right now.
Is that why you highlighted those 4 players, Jake, in the pregame?
A little bit. Another turnover there for Holdrege. They've had problems with that at times this season, averaging 14 a game. It's one of the areas Derek Runcie said he'd really like to see this team get better is the turnovers. It's cost them some of the 4 games they've lost this season. Layup up, no good. Dolliver tried to spin it home and didn't get it to go.
Good board there from Johnson, keeping the ball up high and then going coast to coast.
Gets downhill, parts the seas with her size, and is able to get this back to a 1-score ball game.
And that felt like a big answer, didn't it? From Holdrege to Malcolm saying, we're not going anywhere.
Wilcox handed it off to Dolliver, who flipped one back to Peyton Dolliver.
Good move.
Bounce pass to the corner. Open look for 3. Off front iron. Wilcox missed it wide.
Boy, Peyton did a great job getting into the lane, drawing the defense, and the kick out. You had a shooter in space. Malcolm just off the mark right now.
2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in this first quarter in an 11-8 ball game. A couple of substitutions coming into the ball game. Blair Duzick back in for Malcolm.
Cameron Vaughn, another guard, junior guard, 5'7", at the top of the key here, number 10 for Holdrege.
4 points, 1.4 rebounds, 0.4 rebounds per game. Scoreless so far in the postseason. 3 up. Off the back iron, no good. And deflecting it back to Kenna Wilcox. Nice play by Dolliver, and she's got it in the corner. And she's forced out of bounds, but they'll say she stepped out first for the turnover, the first of the game for Malcolm.
just didn't quite get to that. Was looking to go.
Emily Stutzman will bring it up the floor. Double figures in 20 of 23 games this season, and recorded her first and only career double-double in a win over Broken Bow with 12 points and 11 rebounds. Stutzman has it here.
He can fill up that stat sheet.
She sure can. Flips it back out to Jacqueline Nelson, who left the three short. A rebound picked up by Hallie Dolliver. Blair Duzick flips it back to Hallie Dolliver at the top of the key. Dolliver tries the three. She banks it in.
Okay, we've seen a couple banked in threes here from both squads.
Peyton Dolliver finding her rhythm offensively here. She's 2 of 2 from 3, 3 of 4 from the field. Pass inside and taken away, chasing it out of bounds and saving it is Duzick. And Kenna Wilcox will throw it up the floor. Looked like a higher pass than it was as Duzick brings it across the timeline. Duzick
with not only the hustle play, but the wherewithal, the awareness of kicking that ball back in, saving a possession, getting the steal.
This is Laurel Johnson, the 6'2 junior post.
Yeah.
What a great piece that is off the bench if you're Dennis Pritchard.
I mean, that's just another one of those, feels like an unfair advantage for the Malcolm Clippers.
Coming up on 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Ball deflected away. Cross-court pass. Jacqueline Nelson for three. That won't go. Battle for the rebound. Dollivers win that one. And they bring it across the timeline with the final 15 seconds of the first quarter.
Well, Holdrege has been able to work the ball around, whether it be through the skip pass or just multiple making that extra pass. They've had some good looks from beyond the arc, just unable to connect.
Laurel Johnson with a great find. Wilcox can't get the shot to go, and they do call a travel here with 1.9 seconds to go in this first quarter, which has been brought to you in part by Yankton Medical Clinic of Norfolk. We are building a legacy, a patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, we're here for you today and every day. Final 2 seconds of the frame. It'll have to be a half-court heave, and unaware of the time on the clock, Emily Stutzman dribbles it up the floor, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter of play. Malcolm has doubled up the Dusters. They lead at 16-8, 8 minutes in the books, 24 to go. Don't go anywhere. State tournament basketball continues.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, non-stop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories. Unstoppable. More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss. More shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
So glad to be at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. He's Andy Classen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Another heavyweight battle in the Class C1 ranks that right now has seen Malcolm throw a majority of the punches. 16-8. The Clippers lead. Andy, what'd you think of that first quarter?
Well, you saw a lot of good things from both sides. Holdrege just off the mark on a couple of shots, especially those first few where they're having trouble even finding the rim, hitting the backboard. But they did end up getting their range and getting into a little bit of a rhythm there. Just look for him to hone in that shot here in the second.
Here's Gracie Johnson using her size to get downhill. Similar take to what she had when she went coast to coast, Andy. She just kind of stepped in the lane, and to avoid the foul, Malcolm had to back off.
You know, and cash in on your height advantage, right?
Yeah.
Lean into that.
6 feet tall, one of the taller players on the floor. Hallie Dolliver, the UNO commit, can't connect from 3. Laurel Johnson grabs the rebound and drops it to Blair Duzick. Cross-court pass. Dolliver drives in. won't go. Peyton Dolliver's had a nice first half, 10 points, 5 rebounds. This one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that was an interesting scenario because you had clear mismatches for both teams on the court there. We mentioned Laurel Johnson, the 6'2" junior from Malcolm, was paired up against the Stutzman there, got that rebound. Then you had Dolliver trying to drive in on Johnson, who stands at 6'1".
Emily Stutzman kicks to the corner. Addie Stutzman dropped it back to Johnson. And Andy, you were talking about cash in on the size. I mean, that's a guard at 6 feet tall.
Yeah, figure out a way to get number 0. Is that a number? 0? Involved.
There she is. Talk about getting her involved. Hits the 3. 7 points in this first half for Gracie Johnson.
Boy, that's a welcome sign if you're a Duster fan. Getting Johnson going not only to the rim, but backing it out and knocking down that triple the very next possession.
A 5-0 run to make it a 3-point game here in the second quarter for Holdrege. Pass left side, Hallie Dolliver. Tried to cross up Sundquist. Dolliver's spin move, splashes it home with a floater, and that ends the run for the Holdrege Dusters.
So smooth. And we talk about awareness, court awareness, but how about just the point in the game when your offense needs something to happen? That's Hallie Dolliver time, stepping up, difficult shot, making it look easy.
Johnson with 7 points, 2 rebounds, gets to the free throw line and kicks right. Emily Stutzman kicks it around to the corner, and now it's Johnson back with it. Good district final against Omaha Nation. 20 points, 14 rebounds. And that shot up and good there. She's just doing it all right now.
How about Gracie Johnson with the pull up there, not continuing that drive into the defense, just pulling up. And that nice little touch just over the top front of the rim.
Two teams met in the sub-district final, and Johnson had a good game as well with 12 points, 11 rebounds. But Hallie Dolliver goes up for 2, end of the line for 1.
Oh, and goes up strong with the and 1.
5:06 to go in this first half. 18-15 Malcolm.
You know, and she knew when she cut across the lane and started to work downhill that right side of the lane, knew she was going to take on some contact, knew there might be a collision waiting for her. If there was, she still got it to go.
Free throw by Dolliver here. And she's able to complete the 3-point play with a shooter's roll. Clippers back up by 6. Just 5 losses combined between these two teams. Crossing up, Stutzman.
My goodness.
Doesn't get the shot to go. The offensive rebound, a foul.
Yep. You're talking about Gracie Johnson and her handle's ability to put the ball on the deck. My goodness. Emily Stutzman with the crossover.
And it's Schmidt with the foul. Sundquist will go to the line. 42% on the season. And they played Malcolm earlier this season, 4 points, 8 rebounds, had almost the exact same clip in the district final with 4 and 7. And here you see the foul on our Fly LNK instant replay.
Sundquist gets the shooter's roll, as you mentioned, good rotation, catching the front of the iron, rolling home, but that's a senior type of play, playing the next play ahead, getting in position to get that offensive rebound and the putback.
21-16 the score, and a pass too tall, out of bounds. Lena Schmidt couldn't handle the pass from Peyton Dolliver. Our instant replay is brought to you in part by Fly LNK in the Lincoln Airport. Fly easy, fly local, Fly LNK. This is Emily Stutzman, who's in double figures in 20 of her 23 games this season, including the district final against Omaha Nation. She had 22 points and 7 rebounds. Gracie Johnson slices and dices in the lane, doesn't get the shot to go, and the offensive rebound put back. I think you'll take that deal, Andy Klassen.
I'll take that every day and twice on Sunday. Nice little ball fake there. Thinks better of the initial putback. Works to the other side of the rim and draws the foul.
Emily Stutzman to the line to complete the 3-point play, and it is good. The foul was on Dusick. And with 4:20 to go here in the first half, it's back to a 2-point game.
You know, you're running through her season stats before that play, right on time for the Dollivers. Much can be said. The same can be said for Stutzman, and the way she's always going to get hers night in and night out.
Dolliver, another nice hook shot. That has been there all day long for Hallie Dolliver, and she's into double figures with 11.
Yeah, it's almost an undefendable type of a play.
Hallie Dolliver, 4th in Class C1 in points per game and rebounds per game, 17-6 and 11-6, and 2nd in double-doubles.
Good ball movement here.
Avery Bilka backing down Lena Schmidt. And Stutzman steps up to drive. Back out to Bilka. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and she seemed like she rushed it.
Yeah.
And an empty possession there after a long possession for the Dusters.
Now, still a good rhythm to it. They had an open shooter in the corner there, just off the mark.
Kenna Wilcox back up top to Peyton Dolliver and Lena Schmidt. The Dolliver sisters with 21 of the 23 make it now 25 on the scoreboard as the lefty layup is good for the freshman Blair Dusick.
Dusick's been a welcome addition, 3rd leading scorer of this Clippers team. They needed her to get involved.
Our second quarter today is brought to you in part by John Henry's Our Family Serving Yours. Stutzman for 3, contested and airballed and out of bounds, but going the other way to Malcolm, who leads by 6. Andy, we've seen Holdrege get within 2 or 3 a couple times.
Yeah.
What's separating them from tying this game and maybe taking the lead?
I don't want to overcomplicate this, Jake. Making shots. They've just been off the mark more times than not. They're getting the looks. Their offense is generating at a pretty high clip. It's just they've got to seal the deal and start knocking down shots.
They're in 35% from the field today. 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go until halftime. We will step aside. Your score, Malcolm 25, Holdrege 19. The Dolliver sisters have come to play, but so is Gracie Johnson. She's got 9.
Nebraska Public Power District was ready to power the state's ag industry growth in the 70s and the ethanol industry in the 2000s. Today, the need for energy is growing at a rapid pace. We are ready. We are expanding our diverse energy generation mix and building on to an already reliable and resilient infrastructure, not only to power today, but to empower Nebraska's tomorrow. Nebraska Public Power District.
The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House, located in O'Neill, Nebraska.
6-point lead for the Malcolm Clippers as we welcome you back to the Devaney Center, 25-19. Here's Hallie Dolliver back out to Dusick, who just entered the scorebook on Malcolm's last possession before the timeout. Lena Schmidt stepped out of a 3 and drove and got fouled.
Yeah, it's because they're so good at shooting that perimeter shot. She's able to utilize that ball fake, put the ball down on the hardwood, and get to the rim, get downhill.
That'll send Schmidt to the free throw line. Lena Schmidt, 3 of 14 this season, make it 3 of 15 as she spins the first out with 2:17 to go. It's a scoring drought of 2 minutes for the Dusters. And Malcolm's taking advantage, making 3 of their last 3 shots, and that one up and good as Schmidt goes 1 for 2. Stopping and starting, Stutzman. And over to Gracie Johnson as she drives in, and the ball was knocked off her foot. Andy, sometimes it seems like Holdrege, a couple of times today when they've had numbers, they've gotten themselves sped up, and it's led to an unforced error like that, just dribbling it off your foot. Bad pass that's too tall just in transition, because your eyes get wide, you see a lane to the basket.
You're exactly right. And Malcolm, you get to talking about their offense and the Dollivers and the show that's been what it is. Like, oh, a beautiful backdoor cut as Hallie Dolliver lays one in. But the Clippers come to play defense as well. So you got to credit that defensive effort, hurrying up the Dusters and causing some of these turnovers.
Hallie Dolliver up to 13 points in the ball game. She will surely be part of our halftime highlights, which will be brought to you in part by Starter Heyman Jewelers. Stick around, that and much more on our halftime show. In just about 90 seconds of game time. Foul here. And Holdrege is going to go to the free throw line. Avery Bilka, the senior, for 2.
Nice drive, pull up, and this is what the Dusters need right now. They need a couple more players to step up and get involved offensively.
Free throws off the mark. Wilka, 50% free throw shooter. Kind of rushed the second one, Andy, and she missed it, but Sundquist grabs the rebound.
Sundquist has been just solid on those rebounds this entire half.
Rebounding battle is tied right now at 13 apiece. Gracie Johnson sweeps the ball across her body as she drives in and drops one off to Bilka. Rejected. Dolliver was straight up and got a piece of it. Hard to work around that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it just timed up perfectly from Dolliver.
Peyton Dolliver dropped it over to Wilcox, and Hallie Dolliver, what a move in the lane. Didn't have the angle on the shot, and the rebound picked up by Emily Stutzman. Stutzman, under a minute to go in this half, drives it up the floor and slams on the brakes.
That's okay. Set the offense here. Get in your half court.
Gracie Johnson, no hesitation, missed the three. And now with about a second differential between the shot and game clock, Malcolm has the possession. Dolliver gets downhill and gets tied up, and a jump ball call. Join us for the halftime show in about 31 seconds of game time, which is brought to you in part by RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction located in Kearney and Lincoln. Final 30 seconds of this first half. A 7-0 run for the Clippers over the last 3.5 minutes. Holdrege would like to see that come to an end and get this back to a manageable deficit at the break. Not that 9 is unmanageable,
right,
but 6 to 7 is a lot more manageable. Driving in, Gracie Johnson. Layup no good. The putback, that's off the mark, and a rebound by 6'2" Laurel Johnson. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Peyton Dolliver. The three at the horn, just wide to the left. And that brings us to the end of the first half. 28-19, the Clippers end the 4 minutes of the half on a 7-0 run to take a 9-point lead. Andy, Malcolm's been impressive. Holdrege hanging around.
You're exactly right. Holdrege had a couple runs there throughout that first half where I felt like they sent a clear message to the Clippers. Hey, we're not going anywhere. Our offense might escape us from here to there, but we're going to stick in this one with our tough-nosed defense.
It's been a great one so far. Exciting as a 9-point game can be. Malcolm, 44% from the field in that first half, and they've got their largest lead of the ball game at the break at 9 points. 28-19 the score. We'll step aside. Halftime next.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by the Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska, a seed for every need.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Big ideas, bold graphics, quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. Custom Sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Lincoln Airport Authority. Fly easy, fly local, fly LNK. Bernard Real Estate and Auction Company in Auburn and Nebraska City. And by Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Find your new Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today at LarsonMotorGroup.com.
See if Brandon can grab me a water. I got to take one of these. 28-19 advantage for Malcolm over Holdrege at the half. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Our entire News Channel Nebraska crew very proud to be in the capital city of Lincoln for another edition of the state tournament. 150 years the state tournament's been going on, the girls' state tournament, Andy.
Yeah, and real impressive. You know, each and every year I'm so impressed with the NSAA and the amount of moving parts, you know, bringing the people in, getting people out, getting the home crowds where they need to be. Tip of the cap to the NSAA and really allowing us to be a part of it.
Yeah, we are excited to be here each and every year. We'll have the semifinals tomorrow. All right, let's break down what we saw in that first half. Obviously, the Dolliver sisters, good as advertised, 23 of the 28 on the scoreboard for Malcolm. The Stutzman sisters have been good as well. They've got 9 points, as does Gracie Johnson. I've probably been most impressed with Gracie Johnson. I mean, 13 points per game. Maybe we shouldn't be impressed, but just to see her play and use her size to her advantage, get to the rim, and also hit some threes.
Yeah, and I think that's where Holdrege is going to have to find some of their offense moving forward. Is we're just going to have to force feed number 0, Gracie Johnson, whether it's on the perimeter or post her up down low. We got to find a way to take advantage of this size that she has when she's paired up against a much smaller guard, shorter guard.
And Johnson using her size to her advantage, I think, is going to be big in the second half as well, because if you get Dolliver or somebody in foul trouble, right now they're pretty clean. You know, Dollivers don't have any fouls. That could change, though, if you use her size and get in the paint.
It very much well could, and we were talking about how the Dusters' offense was kind of escaped them at times. Well, what more of a calming force than just work the ball through the post, their strong suit, and lean on your leading scorer right now, that is the 6'1" Gracie Johnson.
And some of the first half stats, Hallie Dolliver does lead all scorers with 13, followed by her sister Peyton with 10. 9 points for Gracie Johnson, 6 for Emily Stutzman. Talk about Hallie Dolliver working on another double-double, Andy. 13 points. She's also got 7 rebounds.
Just so impressive. There was a couple of times where things kind of got out of hand and Holdrege was going on a run. She would just step up and make a difficult play on the offense or defensive end. You know, and if I'm Malcolm, it's kind of tough to poke holes in their game. I'm at the point now, I want to see them press it a little bit, try to stretch this lead out and really slam the door shut in this opening third period on Holdrege. That's, if I'm a Clipper fan, much easier said than done.
Sure, indeed. Hallie Dolliver, second in the class in double-doubles, 7th in the state. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights, which are brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, dazzling gemstones. They can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Holdrege, the 6 seed, 22-4. Malcolm, the 3 at 25-1. The splash 3 for Peyton Dolliver to kick us off.
And that was a very opening possession of the game, setting the tone.
And Peyton Dolliver had the assist on that bucket there by her sister Hallie, who lays it up and in with the right hand. Great pass. And then Emily Stutzman, why not use the bank? The glass is there for a reason.
Exactly. The backboard's there. We might as well use it.
Back out to the left side here, and Addie Stutzman knocks down the 3.
More traditional, nothing but nylon type of a look from the elbow.
Hallie Dolliver did a lot of this in the first half. Part of why she shot at such a high percentage, 6 of 13 in the first half with 13 points. She made a lot of those easy ones in the paint, even though they didn't look too easy. And then banks open on the other end as well for Malcolm.
Yeah, so both teams were kind of off on their shot early on. You just had the Dollivers kind of calm things down, that calming force. There's Gracie Johnson getting to the rim. Obviously, if you're a Holdrege fan, you want to see much more of that in the second half.
You saw a bucket there from Laurel Johnson for Malcolm as well, and she's used her size to her advantage as well. Gracie Johnson, straightaway 3. It was 1 of 3 from beyond the arc in that first half. And then the spin move, Lena Schmidt with doing her best Hallie Dolliver impression there in the lane.
That really speaks to the depth that they can get to offensively and all the different type of options that Clippers have.
Yeah, no doubt. And then the shot up off the mark, no good. Put back, twice stay with the play, Emily Stutzman.
She's so good, understanding where the defense is at and working around that with her stature.
Hallie Dolliver, another turnaround jump shot in the lane, knocks it down, and that brings us to the end of the first half. 28-19 the score. We will step aside. Be back after this.
Our halftime show is brought to you by RMV Construction and by Nebraska Farm Bureau. NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska. NCN Sports is brought to you by William Crowder Company and Crowder Home Center in O'Neill, Nebraska. And by Central Valley Ag, growing agriculture together.
Sports Center here in Lincoln. I'm Pat Jansen, and here at the state tournament, defense, they say, wins championships. Coaches are looking for low scores, and Craig Hall, the assistant coach for Holdrege, he's very comfortable with looking for low scores. He's the golf coach for the Dusters, part of a coaching staff that has led Holdrege to 9 straight state tournaments in Class C. He took them to 4 straight of those as the head coach, but he's not just about coaching great golfers. He's a good one himself. He is the reigning club champion in Holdrege, and he's looking to provide a little bit of that spark of success to Holdrege here at the break, and perhaps lead the Dusters to hold the Clippers to a little bit of a low score offensively as well. But Holdrege has some ground to make up. We'll take a break. Be back with the second half after this. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Auto Central in Kearney. From cost-effective daily drivers to luxury cars that match your style, Auto Central is sure to have the ride you're looking for. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by Union Bank and Trust. Your money has people.
Great to have you with us for this NSAA Class C1 quarterfinal matchup between Holdrege and Malcolm at the Girls State Tournament. How about that? Multifaceted coaches here on the Holdrege side of things. Craig Hall, as Pat Jansen said, girls golf coach and club champion at Holdrege Country Club. Nice course.
You know, and I like that demeanor on the sideline throughout a basketball game where golf, you got to stay calm, you got to stay cool, right? It's more of a head game more than anything else. Well, basketball is that way as well. So having a coach in your back pocket that always has that top of mind and that type of demeanor, I think lends itself well to the hardwood, to the basketball court.
I tend to agree with you. 28-19 the score as we are here at the half, which has been brought to you in part by RMV Construction. If you have a construction project that needs built, RMV Construction is the company you need to call. RMV Construction has proudly constructed more than 50 WIC buildings across the state, including this one that you see in the bottom right of your screen, north of Amherst. WIC buildings are post-framed, pre-engineered metal building systems made of better materials for a better building. RMV Construction will help you expand your ag operation, create your next barn dominium. I like that word.
Yes.
Or develop commercial space constructing a WIC building with unmatched durability, energy efficiency, and design flexibility. RMV Construction with offices in Kearney and Lincoln, trusted, local, and proven. Andy, a barn dominium sounds pretty nice to me. That's
really
intriguing.
Does. I mean, it sounds like the new place where we should have card night, right?
There you go.
That little poker game maybe on a Wednesday or a Thursday night in our barn dominium.
I'd like that. Sounds like a good spot. Let's check in with Pat Jansen. How's it going, Pat?
Guys, I got a chance to talk to both coaches coming out of the halftime locker room. Derek Runcie said really his team couldn't have defended the Dolliver sisters any better. They just made tough shots with hands in their faces. He said they need to continue to contest them and then move the ball offensively. Meanwhile, Dennis Pritchard on the Malcolm sideline said that really he thought his team could execute much better. They've got to be patient. They've got to continue to not get excited, and they've got to continue to try and limit offensive rebounds from Holdrege. He thought there were way too many second chance points from the Dusters. Guys, let's send it back to you.
Thank you, Pat. 28-19 the score as we get the third quarter underway here on News Channel Nebraska. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Andy, keys to the second half for both sides.
I think if I'm the Clippers, I just want to keep leaning into Hallie Dolliver and the type of performance she's already put together. We saw Peyton get involved early in the offense. Look for the Clippers to just go back to the well and the two Dolliver sisters. Holdrege, They got to find offense, and they got to find a couple extra scoring options. Look for them to get multiple players involved early here in this third period.
Hallie Dolliver swung one to the corner for Kenna Wilcox. Her shot up, no good. And the rebound collected by Gracie Johnson. Johnson runs the length of the floor. Layup up, no good, and wanting a foul were the Holdrege fans. And they couldn't deflect it out of bounds.
Still going to say the possession, though. And before we get too far into it, I do want a tip of the cap to the Twisters, the Lady Twisters of Holdrege. The dance team, drill team during halftime put on one heck of a performance.
Worth a shout out. We had a national champion, I believe, from Millard North that won the dance team championship. Very cool. Congratulations to the Dusters. They've had a great recent stretch of success in sports.
Before we talk about how Malcolm in multi-sports playing at such a high level, winning's contagious.
Yeah.
You could say the same for Holdrege.
Malcolm turns it over there. Step on the baseline to result in the giveaway. That's their 5th of the game. Both teams with 5 turnovers. Malcolm averages 11 a game, 14 for Holdrege.
I think that's actually pretty good with the type of defense these two teams can play. They're capable of only having 4 or 5 turnovers at the break.
Gracie Johnson drives in. A lot of contact, and the ball deflects out of bounds. You okay with the officials letting them play here to start this third quarter?
Yeah. I mean, you also don't want to see too many whistles, right, and have the flow of the game get interrupted. So it's quite a balancing act each and every game for these officials. They got a lot on their plate.
Here's a 3 up and off the mark. Emily Stutzman can't connect. And the rebound secured by Kenna Wilcox. Holdrege 3 of 12 from beyond the arc this afternoon. Malcolm at 2 of 9. Both makes by Peyton Dolliver. This is Hallie Dolliver who drives in, spins it out. Marcy Sundquist grabs it underneath and flips it up floor to Emily Stutzman.
Sundquist clearing the rebound once again.
Still looking for our first points of the second half. Just under 2 minutes gone by in the third. Gracie Johnson spins in the lane. That won't go. Offensive rebound secured by Carson Sundquist. And we do have a foul here against Malcolm, as it is called on Hallie Dolliver. That's her first. We talked about that at the half, Andy, trying to get Hallie Dolliver into foul trouble.
Yeah, and that's why another reason why you could say force feed Gracie Johnson the ball down low. Force that issue. Utilize that mismatch.
Emily Stutzman worked it up top to her sister, and then Bilka went back to Gracie Johnson. There was a high pass to Carson Sundquist. Pitch it into the middle of the lane. Stutzman back out to her sister. Addie can't get the shot to go in the rebound by Dolliver underneath.
Boy, that was a good possession for Holdrege. Just comes up empty once again.
Malcolm with the basketball. Neither team has scored in this third quarter. Defense is ratcheted up on both ends. Peyton Dolliver looking to change that. Missed it strong. The putback off the mark, and she'll go to the line.
And not giving up on the play. Staying with it. Snags her own miss. Goes right back up. A lot of contact there. Take your pick.
Dolliver 2 for 3 at the charity stripe. First one on the way. And it is good. Dolliver 64% at the line this season.
And all 5 starters for Holdrege have 1 foul apiece. So nobody's in any type of foul trouble.
876 kills this season in volleyball. And obviously her sister Hallie holds Malcolm's single season record, 651. And she beat out Jayla Zimmerman of Creighton for that number. And I believe we had a lane violation here, which is going to lead to another free throw for Dolliver. So she'll have a chance to right the wrong. Yeah, just great athletic genes between Peyton and Hallie Dolliver to see those kind of numbers in, volleyball and football.
Multi-sport athletes, always being active, always being in the gym, whether it's volleyball, basketball.
Gracie Johnson stops and starts at the right wing. Throws one down inside. That high pass to Carson Sundquist that we've seen a few times has really led to some problems for Holdrege because Malcolm has done such a good job at crashing.
Well, yeah, you got the help on the backside, but you also have Dolliver, who's well aware of what's trying to develop, defending it very well, denying that entry pass.
Bilka threw it inside, taking away another example of Malcolm's paint defense. Dolliver fouled up the floor as she brought it up off the steal.
Yeah, and no argument there from Bilka drawing the foul at the mid-court range, which that might have been a good thing, a blessing in disguise for Holdrege, because Malcolm would have had numbers on the other end.
It's the fourth steal of the game. Two of those have belonged to Peyton Dolliver, the second right there. 4:43 remaining in this third quarter. Peyton Dolliver has the first field goal of the second half for either side, and it'll come with an and one free throw.
She doesn't need much, just the slightest crease in that defense, and she can exploit it. Just gets downhill, Jake.
Second in C1 in points per game with 19.4, and a timeout has been called by Derek Runcie and Holdrege. Malcolm continues to build on its largest lead. It's 32-19. 4:38 to go in the third. You're watching state basketball on NCN.
Updating your home? Start at Crotter's Home Center in O'Neill, the store with everything under one roof. From brand new KitchenAid appliances to beautiful LVT flooring and fresh paint colors that bring your space to life. Or soften things up with a Sutherland mattress, pillows, sheets, and plush Caraloha bamboo towels. Whether it's one room or the whole house, make it simple, make it stylish, make it happen at Crotter's Home Center in O'Neill, where service is a family tradition.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Malcolm with its largest lead of the game at 13, 32-19, and Peyton Dolliver, the free throw line to complete the three-point play. 15 points, 6 rebounds for Peyton Dolliver. Hallie with 13, 8, and assist as well. Avery Bilka, left-hand layup is off the mark. And this deflects out of bounds and goes back to Malcolm.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's surprised out there that both Dollivers are already in double figures.
Hallie kicks it into play to Kenna Wilcox. Blair Duzick. Guarded tightly by Emily Stutzman. And a carry there. Send it back the other way.
Duzick was just a little hesitation there. Got her hand underneath the ball. That's a good call.
Seems like Holdrege needs a bit of energy.
Yeah.
It seems like it's become a little sleepy in the second half.
Well, they need something positive to happen for them offensively.
They haven't scored in the third quarter.
Nice feed.
Johnson with a good pass. Yeah. That's something good to happen. Carson Sundquist enters the scorebook in the field goal department.
Well, and Johnson's been trying to find her buddy in Sundquist, and the denial defense hasn't allowed that to develop that time, forcing the issue a little bit more, drawing that defender all the way across the lane to yourself. That opened up Sundquist.
Kenna Wilcox for three. That one off front iron, and the rebound collected by Bilka, and she's fouled by Laurel Johnson up the floor. Yeah. May this start to swing the sails in the Clippers in the direction of Holdrege.
There we go. And Johnson didn't, it was incidental, but no argument. She knows she's kind of tripped over the duster there to draw that whistle. I just appreciate it when players don't look at the official and say, who, me? Every time.
Gracie Johnson to the corner with it. Carson Sundquist there, and she works it up top of the key. Addie Stutzman, chest pass. He's able to find Gracie Johnson. Spin move in the lane. Left-hand layup up off the mark. Lifted high off the glass.
What a pass up court from Dolliver.
Oh, what a feed. Peyton Dolliver slashing across the wing and finding 2 points. Dolliver has 17, a game high.
Duzick did a fantastic job running the court, but then backing it out. It wasn't there, then finding Dolliver on the trail.
3, too strong by Emily Stutzman. The lead pass up the floor. Duzick, left-hand layup up, no good. Rebound and a putback is up and good. Dolliver again, 19 in the game, and the lead is 16 for Malcolm.
How does she do that, Jake? She was all the way underneath the rim, was still able to contort her body and get just enough of an angle to go high off the glass.
Addie Stutzman to Jacqueline Nelson. Dropped it off to Gracie Johnson. Our run needs to start right here and right now for the Dusters. Behind the back dribble. Emily Stutzman floats one home.
There's the offense you're looking for.
Now, Andy, talk about a 16-point deficit. Ogallala led by 16 on Gothenburg with about 3 to 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And Gothenburg came back to win. This is not over if you're Holdrege.
You're exactly right. And it just, happened a couple of games ago, so it's got to be top of mind for the Malcolm Clippers coaching staff. You can bet on that they don't feel safe with this lead right now.
14-point advantage, 1:56 to go in the third. The inbound by Cameron Vaughn, point guard junior off the bench for the Dusters. Across the timeline, it's Stutzman. Carson Sundquist to Addie Stutzman. Out of the corner, it's Emily Stutzman. Dropped it off to Cameron Vaughn. Right-hand layup rejected by Dolliver. Holdrege maintains the possession. Dolliver just so stout underneath the basket.
Good reversal of the ball.
Right-hand floater is good. Jacqueline Nelson. Her first points of the day.
Absolutely love that sequence for Holdrege. They had to earn it. They had to work that ball around and around a couple of times, but passed up some hurried threes, got the ball into the rim.
Laurel Johnson, left one strong. Lena Schmidt the rebound. She turns around off the glass to find 2.
So good. Knew exactly where to go with it after she got that offensive board.
1 minute remaining in this third quarter. 14-point advantage for Malcolm. Jacqueline Nelson. It had to go, and it went.
And just a moment ago, she made that little jumper on the sideline, then backs it out. True on the corner 3.
Nelson, a 31% three-point shooter. When these two teams met in sub-district play, she had 3 points. She's already surpassed that total. Matched it on that shot. Right-hand hook is good. Dolliver.
Holdrege trying to hang in there with this man-to-man defense, but Peyton Dolliver one-on-one with anybody. That's a terrible matchup.
19 points in the game. Here's a 3 from the corner. That won't go. 20 seconds to go in the frame. Nelson, look at it double up. And she missed it. Dolliver grabs the rebound. Final 15 seconds of this third quarter. 41-28 Malcolm. Peyton Dolliver, 21.7 rebounds. She had 24 and 12 in the district final. Here's Hallie Dolliver for 3. That one off front iron, and this will trickle out of bounds with 0.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. So an inbound, and that'll bring us to the fourth.
Quite a little flurry there and some offensive life for the Holdrege Dusters. That's a welcome sign if you're a fan of the team in purple.
13-point deficit. The inbound. Thrown into play. Three-quarter court sling down the floor is off the mark. A big third quarter for the Clippers. They score 13 in the third and extend the lead to 41-28. Hallie Dolliver, Peyton Dolliver combining for a lot of points tonight for the Clippers. They've got 34 of the 41 as we head to the fourth. 41-28 Malcolm leading Holdrege. Back after this.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
Kick your day into high gear with a stop at Speedy Mart on 85th Street, Lincoln. Whether you're racing to practice, cheering from the sidelines, or just powering through a busy day, we've got the fuel, food, and drinks to keep you in the game. Our fast service and new parking lot make it easy for pumping fuel and getting what you need for the road. With our friendly service, every stop is a winning goal. Speedy Mart, convenience that always scores.
Welcome back to the Devaney Center. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. A 13-point advantage. Holdrege not out of it by any sight, Andy, but got to try to find some consistency on the offensive end.
You're exactly right. Well, they started playing with a little more pace. I thought that served them well down the latter half of that third period. Let's look if they try to push the pace into fourth.
They do get right to the basket. Stutzman can't connect.
Look who snagged that offensive board.
A three off the mark, rebound loose, and Dolliver gets tied up underneath. And a jump ball called. Haven't seen as many jump balls in this second game of the afternoon as we saw in the first game with Lincoln Christian and Fort Calhoun.
No, we really haven't, but those are two of the elite defensive teams that tie a lot of balls up.
Yeah.
We just saw in the previous game.
Two teams that played with a lot of defensive intensity. 57-56, Fort Calhoun knocking off Lincoln Christian in overtime, and a double dribble turns the ball over. Malcolm gives it back to Fort Calhoun. Turnover number 7 in the ball game for the Clippers.
That'll be the upset of the tournament thus far.
Emily Stutzman dribbles right and then passes it up top to Gracie Johnson. Johnson sets her feet for a three, knocks it down, and just like that, a 10-point game.
And just a little nod there to get that off-ball screen, to just get enough space there to feel comfortable pulling the trigger on that three. Great communication on the offensive end from the Lady Dusters.
41-31, 7 minutes to go. Dolliver pulls up right elbow.
Man.
The mid-range, pure from 30 in white.
It just feels unstoppable, doesn't it?
Sometimes it feels that way when you play the Dolliver sisters. 13 points for Hallie Dolliver. 11 rebounds as well. Here's the three. Transition. Gracie Johnson answers, and it's a 9-point game with 6:36 to go.
Been saying it throughout this game. Holdrege is not going away. They're not going anywhere.
Kenna Wilcox, second year on varsity, and she throws it away. Taken away. Emily Stutzman bounces it to Gracie Johnson, who lays it up and in. Johnson's got 17, and we have a 7-point game.
That is patented Holdrege basketball right there. Stutzman with the steal and the feed to Gracie Johnson to claw their way back into this one.
And Dennis Pritchard, longtime Malcolm coach, wastes no time to call a timeout. A 7-point game. Gracie Johnson with 5 points in the last 30 seconds. And it's a 43-36 Malcolm advantage. We'll step aside. You're watching state basketball on NCN.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Purple Power showing out here in Lincoln.
Hey, I want to give a tip of the cap to their pep band playing the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. Knock on wood. This kind of feels like a knock on wood type of a moment for the Malcolm Clippers.
Well, it's been a good last few moments. They've made each of their last 3 shots and have chipped away to get this to a 7-point game. And Gracie Johnson from the blind side of Hallie Dolliver swats her out of bounds.
Wow, just the eraser. That looked like an ho-hum, easy, beautifully drawn-up play coming out of the break. Oliver with the freebie as she broke free off the screen. Not the case. Gracie Johnson with the closeout and block.
3 left short by Peyton Dolliver. Rebound tracked down in the corner by the freshman Dusick. Wilcox to her right. Dolliver spins away from a couple defenders. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Malcolm. 21 seconds on the shot clock.
But now you're starting to feel that urgency that I think you were asking for from Holdrege, not only on the offensive side where they really up the tempo, but the defensive intensity as well.
Driving in the
Good
lane.
drive.
Right hand layup. That's tough to stop.
Yep.
That's why she's one of the leaders in points per game in Class B. Peyton Dolliver has 23.
I know Holdrege wants to get in their man-to-man defense. They've done it throughout the year, but they haven't played a player like Peyton as far as off the dribble. She is a matchup nightmare.
Stepping to her left, Emily Stutzman drives. Left it short. Rebound loose, and Dolliver tapped it out of bounds. This stays with the purple.
Just a little miscommunication there. Who's going to grab that loose ball, that rebound? Holdrege with a gift. Can they take advantage?
And that's our instant replay, which is brought to you in part by Fly Easy, Fly Local, Fly LNK, the Lincoln Airport. Book now at LincolnAirport.com. Gracie Johnson left the three short.
Broke free. That's a good-looking play. Getting back to the passer for that open shot, that open look.
5 minutes remaining in regulation. Peyton Dolliver rejected.
Oh, wow.
Gracie Johnson, another block, her fifth block of the game, Andy.
Good patience that time as well.
Blair Duzick back out to Wilcox, who passes on the three. Shot clock down to 5. Dolliver, blue pass, Sundquist, lays it up and in. Got it, and a foul.
She is so difficult to defend. Sundquist had to close out, had to defend the three-point shot, but in doing so, that allows for the dribble drive. And you know Hallie Dolliver, she can put the ball down on the hardwood and get to the rack as good as anyone.
And a 78% free throw shooter. She is the best in the business for the Malcolm Clippers at the line. Free throw up, free throw off the mark. Johnson grabs the board. Malcolm's not shot the free throw great today. They are 7 of 11. Holdrege, they've really struggled with the line. They're 2 of 7.
17 points, 5 rebounds now for Gracie Johnson.
In the lane, deflected out of bounds. Hallie Dolliver has found another double-double. 17 points, 12 rebounds.
What a play here from Peyton Dolliver. With the block.
Gracie Johnson took the inbound and threw it to her right. Jacqueline Nelson mentioned the block by Peyton Dolliver. The defense has been standout for Malcolm here in the second half.
Really has.
A lot of what Holdrege has gotten has come in transition off mistakes on the other end by Malcolm.
Not a bad take there from Stutzman. That was in rhythm.
Peyton Dolliver. Ball swatted away, and she bounces one back out to Hallie Dolliver.
Look out.
Peyton drives. And that deflects out of bounds. This will stay with Malcolm with 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Just kind of a back and forth between the two Dollivers. Peyton finding the center of the lane.
Hallie Dolliver throws it into play. Went back up to the top of the key, and Duzick goes back to Dolliver, and she missed on the hook shot. That was there a lot in the first half, not so much here in the second. Gracie Johnson will bring it up the floor as we approach 3 minutes to go in the game. Stopping and starting, Stutzman throws the top of the key to the free throw line, Nelson. Johnson back to the top of the key. Bilka drives. Bilka's layup off the mark, and the rebound by Hallie Dolliver. Dolliver gets downhill, throws it up and in transition with the foul.
Just coast to coast, under control the entire way. And she had a herd of dusters around her the entire go. Just the pull-up jumper. That is so difficult.
49-36. Hallie Dolliver, 19 and 13 now. The free throw, good. And he's got 20.
It was an unnoticed little part there, but when she got that rebound, rather than stopping and allowing the defense to converge, maybe tying it up, she just started to continue the drive. No one stopped ball, so she just pulls up, knocks it down, a backbreaker type of a play from Hallie Dolliver.
Was it the dagger to send Malcolm to the semifinal? Holdrege hopes not. Jacqueline Nelson's pulled a few threes today, contested. She's 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Turnover. Back the other way. Blair Duzick drops it off to Kenna Wilcox. And Dennis Pritchard says, slow things down.
Yep. Disciplined play there from Duzick, backing it out. Going to drain some clock now. This is just, it's a smart basketball team, a talented basketball team.
She's unstoppable.
Yeah.
22 for Hallie Dolliver, 23 for Peyton. 45 of the 52 on the scoreboard for the Clippers. Our scoreboard today has been brought to you in part by Aurora Cooperative. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A-stop today. Just pass to the left, Hallie Dolliver. Drops it off. Here's Peyton Dolliver, who bounces it out to Duzick. And Malcolm up 16, closing in on the semifinals. Our fourth quarter has been brought to you in part by National Land Realty. Find land for sale at nationalland.com. 105 seconds to go until Malcolm likely has punched their ticket to Friday.
Yeah, and you know, you hear about the Dollivers, Hallie and her little sister, Peyton, but until you see it firsthand, they just jump off the screen at you, just how smooth they are on the offensive end, the handles they both have, their ability to make their own shot, find their own shot like you see right there on cue, Peyton Dolliver.
Puts it up and in, Peyton Dolliver. 25 points, 7 rebounds.
You know, it really served her well last year, getting thrown into the mix due to some injuries. And now you're starting to see that wherewithal, the experience that she gained from a season ago really play itself out during her sophomore campaign here at the state tournament.
Peyton Dolliver has found double figures in 50 of her last 52 games coming into today. So obviously now 51 of 53. Her only game with fewer than 10 points was against Beatrice this season, a team that's in the state tournament on the B side of the bracket.
Yeah, and credit to Beatrice for being able to at least kind of put up a roadblock for a couple of prolific scorers and force the Clippers into their second, third, and fourth options as far as scoring options on the offensive end.
Well, she's one of our options for player of the game, which you will hear after. It's brought to you in part by the Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your local healing destination. Andy, we got options in that department.
No doubt. Yeah, where do you go?
Where do you go indeed?
25, 22 points, 13 rebounds.
Pat Jansen's going to have a little bit of a discussion amongst himself and our production staff about who he wants to go with.
Flip a coin? I don't think you're going to get much of an argument from anybody within the Bob Devaney Sports Center.
Peyton Dolliver knocks down the free throw. He's got 26 and 7. Older sister has 22 and 13.
Another double-double.
Gracie. Baseline drive. Layup floated over the basket. No good. And 1:13 to go. Malcolm can sense it, and Holdrege can sense the reality. Our post-game show coming up at the conclusion is brought to you by Custom Sports, from screen-printed T-shirts to sublimated jerseys. They have what your team needs to look great. Check them out at customsportsco.com. Minute 13 to go here in Lincoln.
You know, and I appreciate head coach Derek Runcie and the staff over there at Holdrege, you know, not doing the foul thing and just extending this game out, kind of mucking it up a little bit. This has been a fantastic back and forth game. Holdrege made a couple runs, just not quite enough. And when you're playing down, you know, from behind the entire way, just really compounds the problems, as Gracie Johnson's going to get a standing ovation, rightfully so, from everyone in purple.
Yeah, she's had a nice game today, no doubt about that. Gracie Johnson, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Right block, layup rejected by Dolliver. She's done a lot of that today. 55-36, a minute to go in regulation time.
Yeah, you lose sight of just how good the Clippers are defensively.
Could we see this team on Saturday at Pinnacle Bank Arena? I think the answer is yes.
No argument for me.
Fort Calhoun's going to have something to say about that, though, when these two teams match up tomorrow. Emily Stutzman drives it up the floor.
Okay, you want to talk about a team on a high right now. Fort Calhoun's got to feel pretty good about themselves.
Kenna Wilcox grabs the rebound off the hard court. 28 seconds to go. And here come the line changes for both sides. Holdrege going to bring in Kaylin Shugro, Mariah Shepard. Also out there, Catalina Garcia, Jocelyn Hartzog. Laurel Johnson checks in for Malcolm, along with Cameron Broders, Ellie Schmidt, Cheyenne Sahi. So everybody getting to touch the floor tonight. Morgan Tiedemann also out there for
pretty cool
Malcolm.
Seeing everybody on their feet, cheering on the starters that all checked out. And pretty cool that all these reserves get a shot to get on the court here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, get some live action in.
And the accomplishments for both sides today and all season long and all their careers.
And I think that was all part of that loud roar from both crowds.
55-36 the score. The free throw short. Malcolm will take on Fort Calhoun.
Olivia Sandy just checked into the game for Holdrege. Sophomore guard.
Those two teams have not met this season. The Malcolm Clippers missed out on the state tournament for the last 2 seasons. They're back this year, and they make a big return. A 20-point quarterfinal win over the Holdrege Dusters. 56-36, the final. An outstanding showing for the Dolliver sisters. 26 for Peyton, 22 for Hallie. We'll talk with one of them, as well as head coach Dennis Pritchard, when we return. 56-36, Malcolm over Holdrege. Postgame is next.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories. Unstoppable. More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss. More shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by the Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska, a seed for every need.
It's the Declaration of Deal sales event. Head to William Crowder Company in O'Neill, your trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership with the selection you want and the service you deserve. From powerful new Ram trucks to adventurous Jeeps and family-ready SUVs. William Crowder Company is also your local marine center, featuring Lund boats built for fishing, fun, and making memories on the water, with several options for the serious fisherman or woman. William Crowder Company in O'Neill. Drive it, tow it, boat it, and love it. The Seed House, located in O'Neill.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
Malcolm heading to the semifinals with an impressive performance against Holdrege today, and we are now joined by the winning coach, Dennis Pritchard. And Coach, you've got well over 500 wins in your career, but your first state tournament win with Malcolm, what's it like to get across this finish line?
Oh, it's just been a blessing to have this opportunity. So I'm just trying to live every day and enjoy it.
You know, this game, I was talking with you a little bit beforehand, and, you know, that previous game between Fort Calhoun heading into the semifinals, it dragged on for a little while. Your team had to wait. How did you think you handled that delay in the game?
Yeah, that concerned me a little bit, but the girls came out and hit those first shots, so that's always helps to, give them some confidence and loosen them up a little bit. So when that first three went down, I figured we'd be pretty good.
I want to talk about one of your seniors who had a heck of a game tonight, Hallie Dolliver. And both Dollivers, actually, really came to play with hands in their faces. They were knocking down shots. Can you talk about their performances?
Just doing what they do. They love playing. They love competing. And Hallie especially is really good in the paint with that pull-up. So like you said, hand in her face, and she still was able to knock it down. Peyton hit some perimeter shots, but really, she really got it going driving the lane, so that helped us.
Meanwhile, your opponent tomorrow, Fort Calhoun, defeated the two-time defending champions in Lincoln Christian, and you've got the shortest turnaround in the state tournament. What's it going to take to rest up and get this victory tomorrow?
I don't know if we can't get it rested up. It is such a short turnaround, but we'll probably get together tonight to kind of put in a scout and then get back in the gym in the morning, get some shots up, and then get here. So hopefully everything goes well.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Do your best to rest up. We'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Victoria's head coach Dennis Pritchard. Let's bring in our player of the game, Hallie Dolliver. And Hallie, I'm going to age myself a little bit here. I watched your dad and uncle just run up and down the floor for Stanton several years back. Now you get to do this with your sister. What's it like heading to the semifinals with her with this performance today?
I mean, it means so much. I have so much emotions playing this game. I'm so glad I got to play back at PBA and Devaney today. And I'm glad I get to do it with my sister. I watched my dad's game on YouTube. He made me watch it a couple of times, but yeah, it's super fun. She's a really good player, and it's been super fun playing with all the other girls too.
He's making you watch old Mustang footage, huh?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, a lot of game plans are going to be targeted toward you and your sister. What did you see defensively today, and how did you break that down?
You know, I think we talked a lot about playing ourselves, like playing how we play, and I feel like we rely on all the other girls too. I think some girls hit some big shots, and I think we relied a lot on our defense today. I think our motto today was get a stop on defense, make a shot, then get another stop on defense. We weren't celebrating, we weren't doing any of that. We just needed to keep going, and that was our focus.
Now, you mentioned coming back here. This is certainly not your first time playing in this state tournament, but it's the first time under Coach Pritchard. What's the difference been like this year?
I mean, he's a great coach. He knows what he's doing. I'm so glad I get to be back, and I haven't been here in a couple of years, but I'm glad I'm doing it with this group of girls. It's a good group.
What's it going to take to get a win against Fort Calhoun tomorrow?
I mean, they're a good team, but we're just going to stay composed and play how we play and hopefully come out with a win.
Well, congratulations and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
More state basketball in just a second.
Our communities are built through stories of connection, hard work, and bright futures. You're committed to this place, and so are we. By supporting your dreams and by celebrating your stories, Bank of the Valley has grown alongside you through 40 years of going further together. We're building lasting relationships and a legacy of success. We're in this together. And together, we go further.
Post-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCode.com.
Welcome back to the Bob Devaney Sports Center. 56-36 the final as Malcolm rolls by Holdrege to pick up the win and advance to the semifinals where they will meet up with Fort Calhoun. My name is Jake Bartecki, getting ready to take a look at our stats from this one. There you see them on the scoreboard there, 37-33, the rebounding differential. Not much of a problem there. I think when you look down the line here, you just see that 26% field goal percentage for Holdrege and the 45% for Malcolm. That's a big big difference in the ball game. Malcolm didn't shoot the three well either, but they were able to get a lot of points in the paint from the Dolliver sisters, combining for 48 of the 56 they scored this afternoon. Let's take a look at our post-game highlights, and there were a lot of them in both the first and second half. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of the Dolliver sisters in this reel you are about to watch. Malcolm comes into this one 25-1 on the season. They're the 3 seed. Holdrege, the 6 seed. They are 22-4. Dusters knocked off Omaha Nation in the district final. Malcolm rolled by North Bend Central. Would they keep it rolling at the Bob Devaney Sports Center? We're going to find out. Early in the ball game, Peyton Dolliver, 12 seconds in, wastes no time, knocks down the 3 from the right wing. She had a great game today. Peyton Dolliver, 26 points, and she was 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. Holdrege with a bucket on the other end, and then Emily Stutzman works down the 3. Had a bank shot in earlier in the ball game, and she passed it off right. Was able to hit another. Peyton Dolliver, contested 3. I mean, that was as contested as they come. High off the glass, banks it in. Peyton Dolliver, a big game today. Big first half as well. 26 points in the ball game, and she had 17 at the break. Right-hand layup, up and down in transition. Gracie Johnson, the sophomore, had a really strong day. 17 points, 5 rebounds. She can shoot the 3 as well. She uses her size to her advantage when she gets to the basket. She's a good three-point shooter, 23% in the season, but partially because she takes as many shots as she does. Hallie Dolliver just inside the free throw line. She was money inside the paint today. She went 10 of 22 from the field in a really good shooting day for Malcolm. Second effort. Peyton Dolliver, that's why they coach you up to stay with the play, finds the bottom of the rim. Jacqueline Nelson, a possession later for Holdrege, was able to get by Kenna Wilcox to toe the baseline to dribble it in and find the bottom of the rim. Great pass, Stutzman, right on the money, kicked it back out to Nelson, and Nelson nails the 3 late in the third quarter. That brings us to the fourth. This one was almost all but over. 13-point advantage. Holdrege trying to make a little push in this one. Gracie Johnson steps to her left. They're going to leave her open. She might as well take the 3. She makes the 3. 7:15 to go and counting. Gracie Johnson has the basketball again up top here. Takes another dribble to her left, knocks down the 3. That's the same highlight we just saw, but all in all, a really good-looking shot. Might as well take a look at it for a second time. Ball to the free throw line. Hallie Dolliver pulls up, knocks it down. She's just lethal from the mid-range this season. Dolliver shooting at 51% from the field. No hesitation there. Also no hesitation from Gracie Johnson, who knocks down another 3-point shot, her third of the ball game. Getting downhill, Dolliver drives in on Stutzman, is able to float one home with the foul. She would make the free throw for the 3-point play. Younger sister Peyton drives in the lane. She had a terrific game, 26.7 rebounds. She was able to hook it in with the right hand. A double-double for Hallie Dolliver, 22 and 14. She was our player of the game, and the Clippers are on to the semifinals, where they will match up with Fort Cal.